This podcast is recorded on Gadigal land. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Hey chicks, I'm Al.
And I'm Sal.
And this is Two Broke Chicks, the show that shares life lessons and tips to help make you rich in life. And welcome back to another Cheeky Tuesday. How are you?
Cheeky Tuesday.
Cheeky Tuesday. Have a
I'm
nice
good.
day.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm cold, but I've got my nice little hot cup of tea.
She's got her cuppa.
Got my cuppa. How's your week been? What's the rub?
Yeah, good.
What's
It's
the
been
tea?
Very good. What is the tea? It's been a good week. August, can't believe it.
I know, last month of winter.
Yeah, devastated. That's okay.
Devastated.
Yeah.
Do you like spring?
I do, but in Australia, spring gets so hot. Like, the October long weekend is always fucking hot.
Yeah. I
And
would
I'm just-
love to one time experience a fall.
Same.
Yeah, like a Gilmore Girls
Yeah.
fall.
Like the Halloween fall combo. Like, I would love to go to a Halloween party where I'm not sweating.
Yeah.
Is that
In
so
my
much to
mind,
ask?
it's kind of already October. I don't know how I've gotten there, but I'm already like, spooky season.
Yeah, fully.
And it's not.
Yeah.
But
We were talking about potential Halloween plans last night and, like, watching spooky movies with girls. So maybe that's why.
yeah.
Spook is in the air.
I'm like, wake me up when September ends.
Yeah, quite literally. Yeah, yeah.
You know? But today we have a very fun little episode. We did one of these a while ago and you chicks loved it. So we're doing an updated version. And it's basically how to become unrecognisable by the end of the year because we've only got about five months left.
I know.
Literally like less than 100 days till the end of the year or something like that. It's not. But
Something like that.
don't fact check me. But yeah.
Yeah, and we're in, like, that second half of the year. I think it's a good time to reflect on, you know, where you feel like you're at this point, like the things that you've achieved so far this year.
The good
and
vibes.
Good vibes and just, like, maybe thinking ahead on how you want to end the year and, like, who you want to be by the end of the year.
Exactly. But before we get into that, of course, we must discuss our obsessions of the week.
Yes.
Hit me. What do you
Hit
got?
me with
Hit
your
me.
best shot. My obsession of the week is Copenhagen Fashion Week.
Oh,
Has this been all over your feed
One
as well?
thing has been, and it's the Haviana heels.
Oh, yeah.
We've obviously discussed this week, but
Yep.
how do you feel about the heavy heel? The humble heavy heel?
Well, you know I love the humble heavy.
Yes.
I mean,
But did the humble heavy need a humble heavy heel?
I think slay.
Oh,
Only because I'm like, why not innovate?
Sure.
And,
Do you know what?
You know?
I didn't expect this from you,
And
and
take a
I really,
chance.
really like it.
and take a chance on something. And I just think it's camp.
Yeah,
You know?
See, I was being a bit of a hater.
Yeah, because I think that's the thing. I was like, I don't know if I love it or I hate it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who cares?
I don't know how to look away.
Yeah. I'm like, I would never wear them. But I do think that they're quite camp.
What
And-
happened if a genie came out of a bottle? And then they said, you have to wear the humble heavy heel for every day for an entire year, and you will get $50,000 tax free. Would you do it?
Yeah, I'd probably do it in this economy.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would buy my groceries for 2 weeks.
Exactly. Literally one block of cheese.
Yeah,
Seriously. You want milk? No,
No,
got to wait
can't-
for 2 years.
Yeah, got to do 3 years for that.
Seriously. But yeah, tell me more about Copenhagen. I love
Copenhagen. Yeah, exactly. Girl after your own heart.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 5th fashion week, and it's actually the only one where sustainability compliance is a mandatory to show.
Wow.
Yeah, which I thought was really cool. So, for example, every brand that's showing in the calendar has been screened against 19 mandatory sustainability standards, including no fur, no exotic skins, and no destroying unsold stock. Which I was like, that is amazing. And apparently London Fashion Week are going to be following suit in
That's so
2026.
cool.
Yeah, because I think their fashion week is in September.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, like let that be a trend.
Seriously.
Yeah. So I thought that was really, really cool. But I do think that interest in Copenhagen Fashion Week has definitely increased over the last couple of years. And it's where we see really, really cool street style. And I think because it is sort of innovating in that space and showing that like fashion and sustainability can go hand in hand, and it's important to care about that kind of stuff, that it is becoming more popular and getting more recognition, which I really, really like. Because usually we would just think like New York, London, Paris fashion weeks are the biggest fashion weeks, right?
Yeah, I would argue that Copenhagen is the best fashion week. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Well, apparently...
Never been, but
from what we've seen.
from the other side of the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, apparently interest in Copenhagen Fashion Week is up 110% this year versus the period last year. So,
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Copenhagen girls trip.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go.
Next year.
Yeah.
What's your obsession?
Okay, my obsession of the week is a post I saw on the line. And it's old jobs that no longer exist.
Oh, my God.
You're going to like this. So, human alarm clocks.
Amazing.
So before alarm clocks, knocker-uppers were hired to wake people by tapping on windows with long poles, clubs or pebbles so they wouldn't miss work.
Wow. You'd be like, fuck off, Stephen.
Yeah,
Let me
and
sleep
Stephen's
in.
like, come on.
Yeah,
Time to
being
go
like-
to work. I don't know why there's an accent there.
Why not?
The Australian version would be like, oi, get
Get
up.
up. It's time for work, you lazy fuck. Yeah. I'm like, please.
I'll
It's
be
a
like,
Saturday.
"Stephen." A lamplighter. So before electricity, lamplighters used long poles to light, refuel and extinguish street lamps.
Bring that back.
Aircraft listeners. So before radar, armies used this giant acoustic device that was like on people's heads that they would like capture the sound and it would like go in like a big cone in their ear to detect approaching enemy aircrafts.
Wow.
You couldn't scroll on your phone on that job.
Yeah, God, pressure.
Pin setters at the bowling alley, that they would set up the pins. The milkman, factory lectors. So before radios, factory lectors read aloud to workers during long shifts. The original live potty, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're coming for our gig.
Town crier.
We'd be good at that.
We would be very...
Hee.
yeah, being like, yo, I got some tea.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, before newspapers and mass communication, town criers announced news and public messages in the streets. I would love that job. The next job I would not love is rat catchers.
Oh, God.
It speaks for itself. And then last but not least, the human computer. Before electronic computers, human computers performed complex mathematical calculations by hand. We'd be really good at that one.
No, I'd be better at being a rat catcher than that one. I'd put my hand up for that one over the human computer.
Seriously? Would you rather be a rat catcher than a human computer?
I think I'd be better at being a rat catcher for sure. I've got away with animals. I like small
yeah,
little
but you know what
rodents.
happens once you catch the rats, right?
They all live with me and they become my army. Sick 'em boys.
You slowly take over the world.
Exactly.
Fly, fly, my pretty.
my pretties, yeah.
Who do you think would win? 1,000 rats or a gorilla?
A gorilla. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Dead. They take 3 steps.
Stop. But they could really like swarm it.
Yeah, it could just lay down on them. Like literally just lay down, do a couple of roly-polies, squashed.
A couple roly polies.
Yeah.
You're like, do the roll. Use the chair.
Yeah.
I should watch Shrek this weekend. Well, given that we've answered many of the FAQs that we have,
Yeah.
multiple episodes of gorillas and rats, let's get into the episode.
Let's get into it.
Okay, the first way to become unrecognizable by the end of the year is lock back into good vibes only. We've kind of spoken about it here and there throughout the year, but we very much try to purposely keep a good vibes PMA all day. And like that's not to say that, you know, there are going to be moments where it's not good vibes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to have sad vibes. But there's definitely moments where you can choose to lean into the whinge or lean into the moan or the vent or being angry about things, or you can kind of purposely project and lean into positivity and good vibes only. But I was doing actually a little bit of research, believe it or not, and bringing good vibes scientifically makes you hotter. So this episode is not about literally being like, okay, so now you're going to get a blowout, now you're going to get a fake tan, and you're going to pluck your eyebrows, don't wax them at home. But it's actually how can you become unrecognizable in like your energy, not physically, but to your vibes that you're putting out to other people, to your energy to other people. So kind people are literally perceived as more physically attractive. So a 2025 paper in the British Journal of Social Psychology ran 10 studies with 4,192 participants. People portrayed as pro-social, kind, helpful, generous were rated as more physically beautiful. Isn't that wild?
I can completely see that. I'm glad that there have been actual scientific studies done to prove the fact. But how many times do you you think about people and you're like, yeah, they're really hot, but they have an awful personality, so I don't consider them attractive anymore. Like, it really is about what's on the inside.
It's like the twats. No, twits.
Twits, yeah. Twats. It's like the twats. You know that the kids book, The Twats? Yeah. But yeah, it's like the twits. Essentially,
twits,
they have awful personalities.
Yeah, when
and
you think
shows.
ugly thoughts, you become ugly on the outside.
Yeah.
And so this effect in the study appeared for both men and women, and remarkably, prosociality, I think I'm saying that right, had a stronger effect on beauty ratings than other desirable traits like intelligence or humor. So you don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You don't need to be the funniest person in the room. Being hot in 2026 literally is being a good vibe and being kind and being nice. And it's very, very easy to get pulled into, when someone's bitching about someone at work.
And being like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, being like, oh, you don't like Jessica? I fucking hate Jessica. Sorry, Jessica. But, it's actually better for you to lean into kindness. And I feel like not in like the way of being like, be kind, life's short. But it really does make a difference. And when I think of people that I enjoy being around, they are those people that do really lean into prioritizing positivity and niceness. So the researchers also suggest that part of this happens because we want to associate with good people. Being around good people also makes us good people.
You are the company you keep.
Seriously. And then it kind of changes how positively we perceive them overall. And the same thing also happens with random acts of kindness. So researchers studying everything from giving strangers hot chocolate to giving someone a gift found that the person performing the kindness systematically underestimated how good it would make the recipient feel. The receiver valued the kindness more than the giver expected. And there's also, we've spoken about it before, but the law of reciprocity.
Yeah.
And basically when you compliment someone, you also get the dopamine hit as if someone complimented you.
Yeah.
So like if you want to become unrecognizable by the end of the year, just start throwing out the good vibes.
Yeah.
And like set that intention at the start of your day. Like it's all well and good to be like, cool, for the rest of the year I'm going to be a really nice person. Like I feel like that's not necessarily actionable. Do you know what I mean?
It's just easy to forget.
It's
and
easy
fall
to
back
forget.
into old habits, because like Alexis was saying in our episode the other week, like you can have a legitimate addiction to misery and you get kind of almost like addicted to that, like those senses of like those emotions and also the attention that comes with that, and also just it can be really easy to rely on the negative and just always focus on that. Like I think a lot of people are like negatively biased just by nature.
Well, it's like the lucky girl syndrome, which we're going to do an episode on this, but there's actually science behind like paying attention to good things that happen versus paying attention to bad things that happen. It's easier to pay attention to the negative and for that to stand out. But when you purposely give your brain evidence of good things, it'll be like, oh no, it was a good day.
Yeah.
Remember this happened, and then someone said your hair looked nice, and then you gave your barista a compliment. It was a good day.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then you're more present in those moments when those good things happen, but also they then become habits that like every day when you see someone, you're probably just going to give them a compliment
Exactly.
out of habit.
Exactly. Okay. What's your next one?
Okay. My next way to become unrecognizable by the end of the year is breaking free from the self-absorption paradox.
Oh.
Yeah. Stop being so obsessed with yourself,
Why you
man.
so obsessed with me?
Boy, I want to know. What a hit. What a fucking hit. Mariah really ate with that. Do you know that song's about Eminem?
Yes, I do know. I was literally about to say, can we bring back good diss tracks, please? Like, what was Swish Swish Bish? Okay. Like, seriously.
Oh, I know.
Strike that from the record. Take it off the streaming services.
Yeah. But I want more like diss tracks of like women on like their shitty exes or just annoying men in their life. Whereas that was more like the girl on girl beef. I'm like, let's start ripping on the men again.
Yeah, let's start
in pop music.
Men. Let's do that.
That's the next way to become unrecognizable. Bully men.
Yeah.
No, I thought this was
the way you said it quietly. Bully men. Bully men. Like it's a secret. Being like, now that you've been in this episode for 10 minutes and you know it's only for the girls, have the men gone?
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically
devour. Yeah, bully men. Next tip, self-absorption paradox.
Yeah, that one's self-explanatory.
Don't you dare cut that from the episode either.
Okay, that's all right. No men are listening.
Yeah, no, they're not here. We've seen the audience demographics.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
but,
I think it's like 1%.
Yeah, so I think the interesting thing is that I think a lot of people would see the episode title, like how to become unrecognizable by the end of the year, and think that it really is like
makeover montage.
Yeah, fully like giving 2000s movie
being
makeover
like,
montage.
And listen here, you ugly fucks.
Yeah.
That's me in the mirror.
Okay. So I think the thing that is interesting about this episode is that, yeah, a lot of people would look at it and be like, all right, so I am going to be focusing a lot on myself and the things that I can do and the things that I can do to improve and better myself. But a big part of that is actually stepping away and focusing less on yourself and more so around like your self-awareness of other people and the things around you that are actually bigger than you, which I think it's only natural to, like, we're all the main character in our own stories.
You can main character too hard though.
Yeah, and it is really good to have self-awareness and know like the impact that you have on people and that your habits are having on yourself and your behaviours.
Yeah, but remember how we've spoken about as well that like I feel like we could probably all think of or know someone that took like being a main character a little bit too literally as well. And then like chaos and misery and drama becomes like a necessity to life as well.
Because they're so often the juiciest plot lines.
Yeah.
So they become, you know, almost like a little bit addicted to those sorts of things. But then also, there's a difference.
Or like they blame like being rude or late or like being like main character. No, you're just being your shit friend. Like, no, you actually forgot my birthday and didn't show up and kicked my dog. Like, that's not being a main character, Jessica. It's being a
oh, poor Jessica.
I love Jessica.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's good to have self-awareness, but if you're obsessing over your behavior and being overly controlling and rigid with your life or overly critical with yourself, sometimes that can also do more harm than good. So I think that when you are looking at how do I want to spend the rest of the year? How do I want like this second half of the year to look? Where do I want to be when I'm like walking into 2027? I know, it's crazy. Instead of directing all of the attention just towards yourself and what you need to control, you can also shift your mindset to direct that attention elsewhere so that it isn't all just about you and like what you're doing. Like focus on things that are bigger than you and the people in your life who need you and what is bigger than you. Because like you were saying in your tip before, like you're doing something for somebody else, but it does have direct benefits on you in the long run.
The biggest gas up of the century in like the best way. Like if you help someone else, you're going to feel so gassed. And like there are also such easy little ways to do all of that. Like some of my personal favourites since you asked, Sal. Like donating blood. Going and donating like plasma or blood. You can also go and donate old books to those like communal libraries.
Love those.
On the street, like community libraries. You can donate old towels or bedding to shelters. Like they always need things like that. There's very easy ways to kind of do something for someone else. And I'm sure it has the same effect as what we were saying before, is the compliment thing of being like, I did something for the greater good today.
Yeah.
You know?
And
signing a petition.
Literally, yeah. Or like going to a fundraiser or donating to a charity that you care about. Or even like if you're, say, a friend is like hosting an event or they're, you know, doing something for work or they're even like creating content on social media and you're like engaging with their content, or you show up to the event that they're doing, or you tell them congratulations
driving a friend to an airport.
Yeah, driving a friend to the airport, helping them move. The aim here is to do something for someone else. And if you can't, at least try and surround yourself with things that are bigger than you. Like, you know, not everything has to be like altruistic. You don't have to go and like donate to charity every single day. But like you can, do things like that, or even just like show up for your friends or show up for your family. Like make sure that you're checking in and like asking people how they're going, or if a friend is sick, like offer to drop them off like some soup or something.
Or even if they're not sick, take your friend soup. It's me, I'm the friend.
Yeah.
I would love soup.
Honestly, I would never say no to
I would
some
never
soup.
say so. I love soup.
It's soup weather.
Soup is good for the soul.
It honestly is. But I just think that the purpose of this way to become unrecognizable is that it can really help put things into perspective and like help bring you out of your own head, especially if you are finding yourself in a position where you're like really obsessing over the things that you're doing and you're spiraling a little bit and feel like you're not doing enough or that you always need to be optimizing your life. It's like maybe becoming unrecognizable and the better version of yourself isn't actually about you. It's about the people around you and like the values that you align with.
Love that.
Wholesome
queens. Moving on to my next very wholesome tip is to get rid of the friend that secretly hates you.
Yeah.
That's my headline.
Friendship audit time.
Friendship audit, but just like drainers and diminishers audit more so. Truly, if you want to become unrecognizable by the end of the year, go through a breakup. That's the real glow up hack.
Yeah.
You are never hotter than when you go through a breakup. That's the hottest I've ever been in my entire life. Seriously, I've never gone to the gym more. I've never like worked on my actual self more, and I've never been hotter than when I've been dumped. But you can break up with lots of people. Yeah. And that's what I'm going to talk you through right now. So basically, it's like a massive part of becoming unrecognizable isn't adding things, but it's also deciding what you're no longer available for. So that's where we're identifying our drainers and our diminishers, because these are the things that leave you feeling like lackluster, a little bit meh, you know, meh. They can be like people who make you feel stuck in the past, certain triggers from prior negative experiences, or actions or habits of others that don't align with your morals anymore. So some friendships can be built on like competitiveness and jealousy rather than mutual support and love.
Frenemies
are just the strangest thing to me, because
it's real.
Why would you take on like fill up a slot in your life, which there's limited slots, there's only so many people you can really be proper friends with due to just like time and energy, with someone that like isn't very nice to you or that you don't really like that much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Or doesn't like you.
Like if you feel like you're taking on the role of a savior in a new friendship as well, like that's probably a warning sign.
Yeah.
You know, so this is unattainable for you, and it puts all the responsibility on you to be the better person in a friendship. If you're kind of always letting things slide for this one friend who, you know, maybe they're a little bit mean to you, or maybe their tone is kind of a bit rude sometimes, you're a bit like, It's okay. It's just Jessica.
It's just Jessica.
It's just Jess. Like, that's just what she does.
They, like, make fun of you and, like, go out of their way to, like, kind of embarrass you or belittle you.
But the other thing that might be a sign that a friend secretly hates you or is not a good friend for you, is a frenemy, if you will, is that they're always telling you who you are. They're always saying things like, that's so not you. You would hate that. Since when are you like this? You know, you'd never do that.
And in a way that's condescending. I think there could be a difference between that and, I don't know, like literally being like, oh, you'd probably hate that movie.
These type of friends make you the villain for growing or acting differently or finding new passions or finding new friends.
Yeah.
If you have a friend that doesn't like that you're making friends, unless these new friends are a terrible influence and they're like, yeah, let's go rob a bank or something.
Yeah.
And maybe like the friendship hasn't always been like that, but if there is a friend that is anchoring you, or a relationship that is anchoring you to a past version of yourself because that's more comfortable for them, that is an anchor that you got to let up or cut off.
Yeah.
Get him out of there. Even just creating some space. But it kind of, when I was going down this rabbit hole, if you will, I came across this thing which kind of is similar, kind of is not. But have you heard of the August theory?
I've heard of it, but I get confused between
every month has a
so
theory.
many
There's the March theory, there's the October theory, and now we have the August theory.
Run me through.
So it's basically a 2026 like social media dating trend, and it says that August is a relationship turning point. It's when situationships either become more serious or they end, or an ex like will re-enter the scenario.
Back beast.
Get back. So the logic is that August kind of sits at the end of, you know, a loose, carefree summer period if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. And it's right before people kind of are returning to their routine. Well, especially for like, as well, vice versa, like summer, like you're going out, you're having fun, you're getting out of hibernation, that is winter. And it's kind of this natural pressure to like reassess what and who you want to take into the end of the year. And experts quoted by Vice described it as basically make or break moments. And that's what August is.
Yeah.
So like relationships either continue or they end.
Yeah, well, it's like, do you want to take this relationship into Christmas and the New Year?
Exactly. So spoiler alert, there's actually no like magical force that makes this happen in August. There is the Lionsgate though in August.
What is
that? The Lionsgate, it's woo-woo. It's lovely. It's a bit witchy. I think it's the 8th of August, so it's gone by the time this episode comes out. But we can just maybe take that entire energy into August. But August is like really strong for like wishing and manifestation. Wow. And so the Lionsgate is traditionally like really good for manifesting what you want and putting good feelers out there. The 5th of August is apparently also really good for making wishes, which both of those is past. So save this episode for next year.
Yeah.
They're like, you didn't do it earlier? I'm like, nah, I forgot. Sorry.
Mark it in the cow.
But there's also some psychology to why periods like August can be so significant, and it's because researchers call them temporal landmarks. So things like birthdays, Mondays, New Year's Day, or the beginning of a new season naturally divide our lives into before and afters. So they create psychological distance between who we've been and who we want to become, which can make it easier to start behaving differently. And I think that's where this whole idea of like August comes into it, being like 5 months left of the year, who do I want to be at the end of the year? Time to reset. And it does have that kind of like feeling to it that comes with a Monday.
Yeah.
You know?
Fresh start.
Exactly. Because you don't have to wait till January to like reinvent yourself. You don't even have to wait till Monday.
Yeah.
You know, you can kind of just start uplifting yourself whenever you want. But in order to do that, you also can't be weighed down by things that diminish or drain your light in that. So
including
relationships. If there's someone that makes you feel sad or bad, like distance the shit out of that. Be like, sorry, bye.
I think that's the thing that's so tough because especially with those friendship, like with friendships like that, I think a lot of the reason that people hold on to them is because, one, like you have history with somebody and like you probably still care, like you very likely still care about them, even if you have like a bit of a toxic friendship. But also somebody who is like constantly putting you down or like doesn't want you to grow or change and evolve into a better version of yourself, like maybe is like potentially likely to be more combative, and that can be scary. But I think that's the thing to remind yourself, that you don't have to ease yourself out of these relationships in a confrontation. You can set boundaries and do it in a way that still feels like soft and safe and gentle for you. You don't have to like go in and be like, fuck you, Jessica. Like you can just start putting up those boundaries for yourself.
It doesn't need to be like a big announcement. Like you don't need to send out a newsletter being like, by the way, I'm not friends with Jessica anymore.
Yeah, get the town crier.
Yeah. It does.
Yeah.
Send us your friends that you don't want to be friends with and we'll announce it on the podcast.
Yeah.
No,
it'll be
you
like,
would
remember on
love
Saturday
that.
Disney and they would do like the list of birthdays and you'd like watch out for your name? These are the friends getting dumped in today's episode. Just checking.
I'm joking.
also-
But also, don't be mean to your friends.
Yeah. Our last way to become unrecognizable by the end of the year is review your life with the Wheel of Life tool.
Whoa.
The Wheel of Life.
Sounds like something that's in like a romantasy book.
Yeah, the Wheel of Life tool, I feel like this is something that could be really useful if you're more of a visual learner, or if you're more of a visual person, that's how you like to map out like goals and progress and like check in with yourself. So essentially with the Wheel of Life, think of your life like a pizza or a circle.
Oh, I'm going to go with pizza.
Delicious.
Okay.
So divide the circle into 8 quadrants. And then each quadrant will represent a different element of your life.
Okay.
You obviously can pick whatever you
can
want.
customize your pizza. You can be like pepperoni,
Pineapple,
mushroom,
chili,
We've really made a very unique
olives.
pizza here. Oh, yum.
I feel like that's giving chef special, no?
Like, what's the other one? Supreme? Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a supreme pizza.
Yeah, it
you
is.
are the supreme pizza.
Your life
Your
could be a
life
supreme
is a
pizza.
supreme pizza.
So, yeah, obviously you can customize this to whatever your priorities are in life. But for example, on each of the slices, you would label it with things like business and career, your physical environment, your health, finances, romance, family and friends, personal growth, fun, and hobbies. Then you look at each of these quadrants and you rate your satisfaction level with each area of your life from 1 to 10. So you either can like write 1 to 10, or you can like color it in
Give
up
yourself
to
a
a
little
point.
report card.
Yeah, and you're essentially, because then rather than looking at your life big picture and trying to be like, how am I feeling right now? Like that can be a little bit complicated because also multiple things can be true at once, you know, like you could have a lot of really amazing things going on in your romantic life, but maybe work isn't so great. And that's kind of the point of this exercise, is that it gives you a visual representation of how you're feeling about those individual elements of your life that all add up together into this big picture of who you are. And while there are 8 different slices of this, it doesn't mean that you have to fix all 8 slices at once. Ideally, you would look at the areas of your life that are low scoring and prioritize those as areas to focus on, because also like you don't have to, like none of this is permanent either. Like these things will change, and that's why I think it is something that's good to do, you know, like once a year or every 6 months to like check in and see how you're feeling about certain things, and maybe about how like certain habits or routines that you've put in, and if they're actually helping in
or
those
just
areas
if
of your
you're putting
life.
as much effort into things in your life that you want to be. Like,
Yeah.
does where your scores on your pizza sit, is that a reflection of your values or what you want to be putting your effort into? Like, should work be 10-10 and friendship be 2-10? Like, that's not actually strong. Like, it's a strong pizza is actually maybe everything's actually a 7 because that's balance, and that's how you can actually achieve the supreme pizza.
Yeah.
You know?
But I do also think that it can it's important to remember that not every single element of your life is going to be thriving at all times. Like, that is quite unrealistic. Like, there's that quote in The Devil Wears Prada, and he's like, tell me when your life goes up in flames, it's time for a promotion. It's like when you're doing well at work, then maybe, you know, some of these other things in your life might fall by the wayside. And this can be explained by something called the 4 burners theory.
Ooh, love a theory.
Is basically like, so like the burners on the stovetop, right?
Do you have a favourite one? Just on the stove.
Yeah, on my stove.
Yeah. Which one's your favourite?
The bottom right is my favourite. Yeah.
I'm a bottom left.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
bottom left and top right, that's the combo.
Oh, whereas I'm bottom right, top left.
Wow, look at us, yin and yang.
Basically, with the 4 burners theory, it refers to this feeling where you want to be good at everything and all these elements of your life and fill all of your cups. But often being really good at one thing means that you have to sacrifice the others. And
I don't like that.
I know, but that's,
I don't like that.
It's kind of a reality of life, though. Like, you can't be good at everything all the time, and that's
just
okay.
Broke out into hives. So I just got a rash.
Yeah. So in this theory, for example, you have your 4 burners. Say you have like your health, family, social life, and your career, and it's just about acknowledging that as people, we only have a finite amount of resources and energy to give to every single element of your life, and to try and be present and know that if you're trying to keep all 4 burners going and like bubbling at the exact same time, it's very likely that one of them's going to spill over and get burnt, and you're going to get burnt out as a result. So instead, sometimes it's actually better to focus your energy on like 1 or 2 burners at a time. So you have the other ones just simmering in the background.
She can just
they can kind of just bubble away quietly in the background.
Don't need to bubble over.
Yeah. And then the others is where you're like putting your energy in. And just like with a stovetop, you can always move things around. True. Like you can move one pot onto
them to the top right.
Yeah.
Or the top left.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that can help take off that pressure and that feeling that we need to have it all.
Yeah.
Because as much as I do love that concept of like, you can have it all, you can have, you know, like an amazing career and social life and friendships, and you could also be going to the gym 4 times a week and getting 10,000.
No one can do that. No one can do that unless you are literally a billionaire, like who can build a gym in your fucking backyard and fly on a PJ to meet your friend in Mallorca. Like, lower your expectations of yourself and then lower them again. Yeah. Because like we expect way too much of ourselves.
Yeah. But I think that's why I like both of these theories, because the Wheel of Life theory helps you understand like the areas of life where you do feel satisfied and the ones where you don't, and then prioritize the areas where maybe you're not feeling as satisfied and being like, one, does that like even align with me? Is that something that I even want to put my energy in? Or am I feeling dissatisfied by it, and it actually is something that I do think is important but I just haven't been focusing on? And is it time to like move that pot onto the
kettle,
the top the top right burner? Yeah, if you will.
It's a good one. I highly recommend the top right burner.
It is. But that's a wrap.
That's a rappy doodle.
Yeah.
Big good episode. Someone's laughing behind me.
Love you, chicks. Thanks for having us in your ear holes.
Big kisses, big smooches.
To be here.
Love ya.
Love you.